What's going on, folks? Blessings and favor. I'm your host, Jarrell Tha Griot, and welcome to yet another episode of Our Cinema. Y'all already know what time it is. Each and every week, we back with a new movie. We're going to talk about it. We're going to have a guest. We're going to play You Ain't Seen This Movie. It's going to be great. You know what I'm saying? We're going to gauge it for the culture. But as I always say, it's better than showing than telling, right? It's better to show than to tell. I say that every week. And I feel like people still don't get it. But I'd rather show you than tell you. So if you ready, I'm ready. Let's go. Tell them what it is, man.
Through our time, we made our way in history.
Yeah.
Creative minds, showing you how it's supposed to be.
Come on.
It's classic.
Sing it.
Ooh, yeah. Talk about it.
Talk about it.
You know it's all about spreading love through our stories. Our cinema. Our cinema. Our cinema. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you know we're going to talk about it. Y'all better act right. You ain't seen this movie. Our cinema. It's for the culture, baby. All right, folks. So this week we are back, and of course we got another banger for you. When you talk about this family, this collaboration of blood relatives that have overarchingly changed the game forever. All right. We talk about the Wayans family, and we are about to get into the 1996 cult classic. I mean, probably the best parody movie you've ever seen, for sure. And a start to a generation of parody movies. But we are talking about Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. And I got my boy Chimakara in the building to talk about it. So let's go meet my man Ra, and we're going to get into it. Let's go. Yo, what's going on? As I said, man, we got a special guest. This is my boy from way back. I'm talking about practically Sandbox. Like, we grew up together. He been a homie. And I'm not talking about Zabi. I'm not talking about you, bro. But I got my boy Chimakara.
What's good?
In the building.
With the dogs.
And we just going to have a good time. We're going to talk about Don't Be a Menace, man. First of all, why was it? Matter of fact, let me back up. Let the people know who you are, bro. Let them know who you are, what you do, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, Chimakara. I'm a writer, based in LA, but I grew up in PG County, Maryland. Upper Marlboro, to be specific. Upper Marlboro. Gotta pronounce it right while I'm home. And yeah, I'm in town for a month. And the homie said, pull up. So I pulled up. Now we here. Let's get it.
Absolutely, bro. So, of course, we had conversations prior to. I told you what Our Cinema was about. I told you all the nooks and crannies and all that. Why was it when I called you to do this show, you said, bruh, let's do Don't Be a Menace? What is it about the movie?
Man, just a great movie. When I was making films in undergrad, we did parodies. That's like one of my favorite genres of film. So, yeah, this is just one that I feel like everybody our age especially know and just remember. Hella quotables. Great scenes. Don't Be a Menace. And the title is awesome. Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. Great title, great movie. So I was excited.
Yeah, man. The thing is, I like the fact that, it like you said, in the parody space, but how they approached that. I feel like they was literally the first. It was the first of its kind to take so many different references and put it in one movie. Because I feel like most of the time when a parody happened, it's like a continued parody of one idea. I feel like they were first to approach that. Like, you were a heavy Wayans family fan. And almost like they have like somewhat of a cult following. Oh yeah. For people that see all their movies, like, what's some of your other favorite Wayans projects?
Sleeper. Blank Man is a great movie. That movie is hilarious.
Facts.
Low Down Dirty Shame. It's a great movie. So they just got good movies each generation. I'm leaving it at that. It's a certain generation where I'm like, all right, I don't know if I need to watch. The other joints, not to be.
Because they don't be for us.
Haters,
like how Space Jam was. It was like it's cool, but it's not for us.
For different people, yeah. I mean, because even like we was talking about the scary movies, like them joints, that's classic.
Facts.
So just they don't really miss, man. Just anything they put out is great because I just really love comedy and they be fooling all the time.
So do you feel like it's more? I mean, because he was a little what would be the word for it? A little conservative in terms of letting people know all about what you got going on. But you've been on sets, you've been in the mix, and you see, big. I would say, I guess, big studio productions versus like independent type of things. Yeah, you've been on both sides. So do you feel like that is an element that the Wayans brothers bring that makes the difference? Like, do you feel?
I mean,
kind of being in-house with their situation.
No, I think watching their stuff is like hella inspirational. I mean, because they are related, and most of them, it's like the brothers just in most of the project and the sister. Yeah. Kim Wayans, shout out to her. But I just think them taking an idea and just really just maximizing it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's something that seemed like small. Like even you get to like we said, a scary movie. It's just a concept that you don't see a lot of black people in that space, so then it's like we're gonna make a parody of it. But of course, black people have been making parodies for years. In terms of like mostly, I think TV shows have more parodies. But then even when you get to movies, like we were talking about, Hollywood Shuffle, which is an awesome movie, and still connected to the Wayans like loosely because Robert Townsend was going to work on In Living Color, but then he was Five Heartbeats is like his baby that he really wanted to do. So then him and they kind of like separated at that point to like just split off and do their own stuff. So then Wayans is mostly doing In Living Color, and then Robert Townsend is working on Five Heartbeats, and then he does kind of like more serious movies. He got a lot of some issues with like respectability politics and like even like the shows. Was that Parenthood? I think it was like anti-tattoos, anti-boyfriends, anti-smoke. It's all that stuff about we as what we need to not do, but he's great too.
So like, how important do you feel like? Because you said a mouthful in terms of like their roles in creating independent projects. Yeah. How important do you think that role is today for like the independent black creators? And then like, how do you feel like it's changed since when they were doing it?
I don't know, cause it's just interesting that they got in the game, cause I don't think there was anybody from their family like that they had nepotism to benefit from to like put them on. I think it was just probably it's like 20 of us, we all funny, we all fooling, we got some ideas, we gonna record it. You know what I'm saying? We gonna make some movies, we gonna make some TV shows, and we just gonna do it. So I feel like that kind of just wherewithal and just determination to say we're gonna just go and do what we want to do and just make this stuff happen was clear, and they showed that. And then like I said, because they span so much in terms of like comedy, then also drama, not just straight comedies, not just straight dramas, but they have a good mixture of films. It just shows you how skilled they are. Then you even get it to like a big scale, like My Wife and Kids, you know what I'm saying? Which is like
hit sitcom, like,
classic. Like
classic sitcom.
I watched that joint right now. I think I'm on like season 2 or something like that. Started from the beginning, but just consistent like jokes, and then they bring their actual relatives into it, and then they like keep working with those people. So what's homie from who was like the son, like Junior, like then he ended up working with them because they say he like part of like their family. Like
we was just
and he from DC or Maryland,
Seriously?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Son, yeah.
I did not know that. We was just having a conversation about it, and like we me and my fiance, we almost made a bet. Like, yo, this man is definitely a part. He Ja look like them.
He said, it was good casting.
But then you go and
they both bald head too.
You go and look, and it's like this man was not. This man was not a part of not a part of the family.
Not a part of the family.
But then it's just like they got the next generation, like Kim, like Shantae Wayans out there doing big things, like. Marlon has jumped into the stand-up game.
Oh, yeah.
He got his show on Netflix, like
movies on Netflix. Yeah,
man, it's so
was it
like
quintuplets or something like that.
Hey, and that movie for him as an actor, I feel like I respect Marlon Wayans much more as an actor. Than I do as a stand-up. And he said he's like that really wasn't
really
my
his
thing.
thing.
I'm just now becoming versed in being a stand-up. Like, I respect him definitely more as an actor because, as you said, he's had so many different types of roles. He's even gotten a drama recently.
Oh yeah.
He was on
Bel Air.
Yeah,
that joint was
that
busting.
scene was
he killed that. He killed that.
We've seen him in so many different types of roles. He's been a cool guy. He's been a goofy dude. Yeah. Like he got a nice range, bro. Like I want to see that more. Like in terms of just content creation and in the entertainment space in general. Like it's so many families of others. True. So many families of others that they whole family in the situation. Yeah. And they doing big things, which is cool. Nepotism. Yeah. It works when it's your folks.
Yeah, and when you're not doing something negative with your nepotism, it's like, all right, cool. It's not a bad thing. So, I don't know if it's just that if it was the pressure, like, okay, my brother going crazy, I gotta go crazy too. Like my sister going ham, I gotta go ham. I don't know if it was like that situation or just everybody was involved, which just gotta look that up, I guess, from the inception and conception of like what they was gonna do. Yeah. I don't know how that started. But like you said, it's other groups and people, but I don't know if it's so many people concentrated, like we all trying to do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a lot of people that's with the same thing.
And because stereotypically, black families until just recently, everybody wasn't pushing towards becoming, getting in the entertainment space. Right. Yeah. I feel like just even me up into college, not knowing how expansive. Yeah. The media space is, and how many different jobs it is, and to think to go back, to these movies and to this family in general, like having people as a part of family that, as you said, do so many different things within the space. You know what I'm saying? They all have their own lane that has, been vines off of this one route, but they all doing different stuff, but in the same way, they not. Like, they all building this one empire. Like,
and that's a good thing, because, like, everybody could do whatever they want to do just in their different way. Like, Spike Lee, he write, direct, shoot, edit, you know what I'm saying? Everything. Auteur. His dad does a lot of, like, was doing soundtrack for their joint, so doing a lot of the music that go to the film. Then his sister, Jolie, she in most of the joints. You know what I'm saying? So the same way. The same actors. Yeah, just like I think, and I always say, I think that kind of brings us to like the Tyler Perry of today, in terms of like using the same actors and using the same characters, which is cool because if we all starting off and none of us are known, nobody, none of us really getting money like that. We do our projects, we keep building with each other. Then eventually, it's going to come to the point where we all grow at the same time. So that's the same thing we was doing with films in undergrad. Me and the homies, like, we would have the same actors. Of course, in college, it's like convenience, you know what I'm saying? But it's like we know these people want to do it. We know these people actually want to act. We know these people want to shoot, whatever. So we use the same people. And then so we decided like to make a whole like universe type joint. So instead of just having the same people over and over again as different characters, we would put those same characters in different situations. So then like it flows a lot easier. It's like on some, cinematic universe type joint. It's like, all right, cool.
I think 50 Cent has come in taking that.
Oh yeah.
The Marvel,
oh my gosh.
The Marvels and the DCs, they made, because that was already created as an idea. Right. But to bring that to real life is like super crazy.
Courtney Kemp,
like it's so crazy to bring how he's brought these characters to life. Got us so invested in a character. But I think it's also the marketing ploy of you always got a new show coming. Yeah. But it's kind of not a new show.
Right.
It's more seasons, but you repackage it as something completely different, and people are like, It's crazy,
it's genius, because then, and I'm a person, I don't really care about sequels so much, but I love prequels because it's just so clever to me about like, that didn't exist, but you jump back and made a story before. So like when you get to like Raising Kanan, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like, oh, we already know this dude, he already got murked in this other show, but now we about to see how he got to where he at. I was like, oh man, that's so smart.
And I even think, even when they do like the sequels, like I would think like, Power to
with the spinoff joint. Yeah.
How much, if you are really, and it's art for true fans. I think that's the biggest part, because we live in such a bite size. We want quick, immediate satisfaction. So the fact that they're able to, for the real fans, put stuff in it for the real fans, like the parallels that they draw between one power book and the other power book.
So smart.
You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's great.
It's
great.
crazy how intricately they doing this, and it's like it's the way you're setting this up. This is a forever thing.
Oh, forever, because you
This is
can
a
take
forever
one
thing.
character and then they get their own show.
You
Like,
know what I'm
and I don't think. Well, I don't know if when they first, like we talking about the Wayans, I don't know when they first started if they had thought that. Like you said, Marvel, because it's like it's drawn out. There's already comics already, so it's easier. Yeah, just do it. But for them to do that with that TV show, it's like the only other people that have done it, I guess, recently would be like Blackish. You know what I'm saying? How you got like
facts.
Blackish, you got
Facts.
Grownish, you got Mixedish, and I think they're gonna do another one.
What's my man's name? Kenyon Martin.
Kenya Bears.
Kenyon Bears.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kenyon Martin is back.
He probably doing something.
He's doing something. I don't know if it's
doing film.
that.
Yeah.
All right, so we got so off topic, but like I said, I knew this was going to be a dope conversation, so I wanted to cut out the time for us. But let's hop back into this movie though. Like, what do you feel like is your favorite scene? And if you can pick one, because there's so many, bro. Just give me a couple of scenes where you feel like, yo, this scene was crazy.
It's a lot, but I'm gonna say one thing. Well, I mean, they start off the movie A1, where it's like,
facts.
Happy birthday to you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, for me, you know, and then the dude get murked and the lady come out like, my baby. And it's like, wait, that's not my baby. And then she just walk off, like, which is just a crazy way. Like, we don't never make it to our, it's so
much little random.
It's so ratchet, like, but that's a great opening scene, like, for a movie. Then I always talk
really like little numbers.
It's like we never make it to this age, and then like he don't make it because it's like his birthday. Well, I guess technically he do make it, but he don't get further than that. But then just the fact that Buddy, his dad was younger than him, I was just like, when I think about like peak childish,
make that make
like,
sense, bro?
like peak childish, like, because that movie's so childish, so I love it, bro. Like, because then he tucked his dad in, like, you know, he telling him he can't leave.
You gotta be at least 18 and older to go to this party. It's like what? Like, what's...
How are you older than your dad? But I was like, oh yeah, that's just hella childish. Like, and like when I write stuff, sometimes I'm like, okay, if it's a comedy, I'm like, how can I fool out? Like, I gotta
just
like
say something
sometimes,
outlandish.
yeah, like it's outlandish, but I'm still with it because the way you telling it. But some stuff is just like, y'all really fooling. Like that joint, I was like, that is childish, bro.
Or nah, when he was bringing them all the ingredients.
Oh yeah,
make it look like he was
he about to cook us some stuff. Yeah,
this man makes a whole cake.
That joint, you got the jumping in scene. Me and the homies redid that for in one of our short films.
Oh, that's
but like when they was doing it
classic.
and they was doing the jumping, that joint was funny. I always think about when Shorty said I'm pregnant, like right after, like first of all she was pouring hot sauce, candle, like she was doing hella stuff. And
that's the first time I heard that song too. Like that song was stuck in my head. Like that song was like, until you get older, it's like, oh, they saying some wild stuff.
Some wild
in this
stuff.
Song. Like,
yeah, it's a lot of songs. That's the explicit version is OC. It's like,
Real
I don't
OC.
even need that version, and I'm an adult, but it's just crazy. Like some joints just be wild and like.
That scene was crazy.
But that joint is wild.
Or like everywhere they go, when he say that she pregnant, and like everybody checking their watch, like it's like, dude, what was that? Faison Love? Faison was in the back working at the little burger joint. He was like,
yeah,
I'm happy.
That's a funny scene too. And then when they was last what I'm gonna say is when they was at that party. I guess when he met her, it's like, look at them two freaks getting busy on the dance floor, and they was actually like, butt naked, like having sex, like actually getting busy. I was like, yo. They are fooling, which I don't know how that movie got made, studio-wise. Like, people saying, yeah, we're going to make this, but I'm glad it happened because that joint is...
though, bro.
That joint is wild.
Because, I mean, the prominence, the thing about that's 96, the prominence of gangster films during that time, like, that's the biggest part of it. It was the timeliness of when they was putting stuff out. When And Living Color came out, it's like, y'all like Saturday Night Live.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. They ain't really letting us do the full extent of what we trying to do. We about to go do this over here and blow that joint out the water, like.
Especially like you're saying, because like you gotta think it's all these dramas coming out at that time. So this is like a comedy, like just parodying these movies. So it's like it just make it a little bit more levity in that time period. Cause it's like, damn, it's just heavy movie after heavy movie after heavy movie. Like we ain't got no, say where the comedies at or just straight. And this joint is just. I'd say it's drama, it's comedy, then it's this. Like, you know, Don't Be a Menace is like fooling. Like, I don't know if there's a genre.
It's not, but that's the
like,
thing.
It's like highbrow coonery. That's what me and the homies used to say, where it's like, it's just highbrow coonery. Like, it still make you think, but it's like, y'all wild. Like, y'all are fooling right now.
Almost in the same capacity. And that's what you're saying, like, with, like, Robert Townsend, like, coming up in that same era was like, we're literally going to take Hollywood and, like, straight shake that joint.
We're going to shuffle it. No pun intended. We're going to shuffle Hollywood.
No pun intended.
So that's
good. No pun intended. We're going to have to bring you back and do that one. Because
I'm with it.
Like
that's my joint too.
Your breakdowns of films make you like a...
That might be one of my most inspirational parodies, I guess you would say. Yeah. But like, because I mean, it tells a good story through overall, but then it still comes back and like making fun of Hollywood. That's really what he doing in that movie, which is great. So, yeah.
So, in terms of you being a creator, you talked a little bit about, you know, pulling those elements of the wow factor, but from a comedic aspect. Like, what put you in a place to even want to be a writer, want to be a producer?
Man, I think in 6th grade I had this poetry class, and that was the first time I started like writing. So then after that, it just kept going to eventually like actually screenwriting in undergrad when I started doing that. But like in high school, I was I think the first thing I shot, I was doing music videos with Ali. Right. So when he was doing music videos, and that was kind of like coming out with ideas for treatments and music videos and stuff. But then actually putting stuff on paper. Of course, I wasn't using writing programs. I'm just using like Microsoft Word back then. But we had ideas. One of the homies I was working with, he was doing films, doing stuff in high school. So I had shot some stuff with the homie Ali, and then we just like came together. It was like, all right, let's do some films. So, and then every film we did, we would have a remake at the end, because the idea I had was like, if you don't understand this other concept, because we doing like HBCU based comedy. So if you ain't go to our school specifically, or if you ain't go to HBCU, or if you just not black and you don't understand the jokes, or if you are black and you just don't understand the jokes, right. This remake at the end, you know this, like, because you seen Boys in the Hood, you know what I'm saying? You seen Friday, you seen Drumline, like, so we'll do remakes of those, so that if you don't laugh at nothing else, that last 3 minutes you won't laugh at, because I always think you want people to leave want to laugh, like, if it's a comedy.
That's genius. Though. Yeah, that's genius to expose an audience potentially to a new concept,
right?
But at the same time, round it off with
something relatable. Yeah. So we'll be like, okay, crazy. So we'll take something that might not even fit in this, but then we'll put it in our world and our universe. So our characters exist in like Don't Be a Menace. So or when we are or Boys in the Hood. So it was just silly. We did a Boys in the Hood joint, and the homie pulled up. I don't know if you remember the little smart cars. It was like no back of them. It was just like 2 seats, like the rental joints that people could have. Yeah. So he pulled up and threw like a water balloon at my back, and then I'm just like, you know, the homie gets shot. Well, he threw it at the homie back. He gets shot, and I'm just like, Ricky! Like, it's like little kid voice. He just screamed that he just got shot with it was actually a condom at first. So it was a condom that he threw at his back. And so it's just like childish, like, hey, you know, it's something silly.
So check this out, like, and this is kind of a question. It might make you think a little bit. Might, you know, whatever.
I didn't put my thinking face on.
Put the real face on. What do you feel like was your absolute favorite cinematic moment for you that you've either directly been a part of, you wrote, you was an actor? Like, what was that? Do you have that moment? Has that moment happened yet?
Well, it just always happens. I think every time I make something new, it just it happens again, which is how you should feel. I think when you making stuff, it's like every moment, every scene should be like, oh man, this is the best joint I ever did. Like, this is the best joint I ever acted in. This is the joint, best joke I ever told, best joint I ever written. So, but like being a part of somebody else's joint, I would say Insecure when they redid Coachella, because that was just like some next level stuff. So they like built a fake Coachella. They was calling it Fochella. So we did that just to see how they executed that in terms of like, to shoot at Coachella it was gonna be hella expensive, or it just wasn't available. But we gonna still be in this desert. We're gonna get these, you know, this big ass carnival joint. We're gonna have a whole setup. We're gonna have a whole lot of not a whole lot of extras, and we're gonna do it. So that was great. Yeah, so that's the favorite joint I ever been a part of. In terms of something that I actually did, I'm trying to think about our films because we had some great joints. Well, our scene redoing Drumline is great because it's just hella clean. We had like more money by that point, so we was like my homie had a better camera, and it's just great. It's just written. But I mean, I think all the films that we did in undergrad is good because you could watch them now as like a HBCU graduate, as a non-HBCU graduate, never went to HBCU, but you like get it. Like, okay, this is good. This is funny and stuff like that. And you know, that's how we got to where we at now. So
yeah, I think first of all, that's super dope. And once again, to parallel to you know the Keenan Ivory Waynes and the Damon Wayans and the Robert Townsends of the world, like how ahead of y'all time y'all were in terms of creating a show about HBCUs, how many different other entities tried to replicate, tried to in some way, form, or fashion tell this story, but that fact that y'all was living that life and then was able to, you know, tell that story in some creative ways, bro. Like it's only a matter of time because HBCUs are becoming so prominent now. It's like it's only a matter of time for somebody to be like, hey.
Yeah, because this was it was so funny because when we first made the proof of concept for our show that we end up releasing as like a 6-episode mini-series on Instagram, it was like we did it, and then I remember white people was asking, it was like, oh, is this based on like Beyonce's Homecoming? Like her, you know what I'm saying, her performance? I'm like, no, Beyonce's Homecoming is based on HBCU's Homecoming. But it's just like funny how people see different things, and they're like, oh, this is just like this other show. I'm like, I mean, yeah, because it's black people in college, but like that's not the same thing just because it's black people in college. Like, we're not a monolith, number one, and then like all colleges ain't the same. Like even AT to Howard is not gonna be the same. You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't have no jammy jam. You know, we not doing no big wild crazy stuff like that. Like, but I'm like, I wish we did. You know, and I go to G-Ho and like. Well, back when I was like eating meat and stuff, like go finesse the Chick-fil-A, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause it's sweet, like it's easy. But yeah, man. So
yeah, man. That's so. I'm excited to see like, you know, the process. Like, you always been a creative dude, like for sure, bro. Like since we met, like this man has it's a je ne sais quoi, if you will. You know what I'm saying? That makes you a super dope individual.
Thank you, bro.
But yeah, bro. All right, bro. So this was a great conversation, but there was a real reason why we picked this movie. There's a real reason why you're sitting here today, and it's for one reason and one reason only.
Okay.
And that is to play. You ain't seen this movie. Now,
trying to catch me slipping.
Because we've had such an extensive conversation, I'm pretty sure you're gonna do well on this.
I hope so.
But it's about the details. You're a writer. You know how much those one or two lines that explain something that most people think is completely irrelevant makes a scene.
Message.
You feel me? You feel me? So, this is how the game goes. We're going to have 25 seconds on the clock.
Okay.
It's going to be just like Fast Money and Family Feud.
All right.
I'm going to read the question. You're going to answer the question. And you got to get at least 3.
Okay. 3 out of 5?
3 out of 4.
Right.
It's 3 out of 4.
Oh, 4. All right.
3 out of 4. That's easy money. You know what I'm saying? Because if you can't get at least 3 out of 4, you ain't seen the movie. Yeah. You feel me? All right. So, you ready to go?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's get 25.
Let me get a little sip of my little water.
Let's get 25 seconds on the clock.
Water.
On your mark. Get set. Go. What peculiar action did the driver's ed teacher do during Trey's driving test?
Oh, bro. I'm like, driver's ed? I don't even remember that.
What happened?
What happened? I can't remember. Pass.
What hit Crazy Legs in the drive-by?
A car.
What shoes did Loc Dog pick over the high and low tops?
Oh, the slipper joints.
And who got shot on his first day of college?
Oh, buddy who was like the track star. It wasn't the same dude that actually was. Wasn't it Ricky? I thought it was Ricky, but no, it wasn't Ricky. But it was like, Ricky. But it was that man who went to college.
Facts.
Yeah, I can't remember his name though.
All right.
I don't know if that would count.
So it was just a little bit over time, but we ain't gonna hold you to. It's a black show, so we make up our own rules. Y'all know how we do it, gang.
We got a little extra time.
Yes. So we're gonna go back through the questions,
and
we're gonna see how you did.
All right.
So, what peculiar action did the driver's ed teacher do during Trey's driving test?
Mm-hmm.
He robbed the bank.
I was going to say a robbery or a drive-by, but I couldn't remember. I was just finna guess. I couldn't remember.
Boy, he's like, hey.
Oh, okay. I now remember. Damn, now I remember. Yeah. Oh, man.
Here. Park right here. He's
Hey,
like,
bro.
okay.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like,
And he ran out. Yeah. Hey, I tweaked. Yeah, that's
yes. What? So that was number one. Number two, what hit Crazy Legs in the drive-by? And he was like, hey, Crazy, you good, man? You got hit by the car?
You're not going to be able to walk.
I got hit by the car.
Yeah.
And then he went to the hospital. He's like,
you never
doctor said I ain't gonna be able to walk again.
It's like, man, you ain't been able to walk. You never been able to walk. That's like funny.
All right. And, number three, what shoes did Little Dog pick over the high tops and the low tops? You said the fuzzy slippers.
Yeah.
Of course, he had the little pink bunny slippers.
Yeah.
He said, should I bring out
So
this Tech
with
9
the AK? Yeah.
with the high tops, or should I wear this Uzi with the low tops? I'll just wear these things.
Yeah.
And then, of course, who got shot on his first day of college? And it was Malik.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Omar Epps.
Omar Epps.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I remember, because he was in the joint with Tyler
Higher
Banks.
Learning.
Higher Learning.
So that was
a great movie.
spoofing
That was
Higher
before, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was spoofing the movie.
No, but when did Higher Learning come out?
Higher Learning, I think, came out
93
a
or
little
something?
bit late.
Or after?
It probably
Because it would be crazy if it came after.
If it came earlier.
Either way, it's crazy.
Either way.
I mean, if it came out before, it makes sense. But if it came out later.
95. So the year, wait a minute. Hold up. Because this came out in 94.
So it came out after?
This came out.
That's crazy.
Hold on, bro.
You gotta check though. But that don't mean it wasn't shot already though. That's the thing.
That's true. It came out. So, no. It was right before. Because this came out in 96.
Okay.
And then that joint came out the year before.
95.
So
okay. So he was spoofing their own movie he was in, which is great.
The Higher Learning, but he was in that. So, bro.
But Tyra Banks got shot in Higher Learning. Not him.
She did get shot.
She was but she was an athlete. She was a track star.
He was too.
Yeah. But she got.
But he had the whole like. That's when they was playing to the whole trope of like how college athletes are basically like slaves to the system.
Yeah.
Hey man,
that's a great movie.
Lawrence Fishburne, bro.
Oh yeah.
He's had some iconic roles.
Yeah.
That I don't even think would have been as prominent a roles if it wasn't him.
Yeah.
I think all the way back to like School Days. Like his character like carried the essence of what I feel like to say it like, not to say it like this, but a Howard student would bring to a situation. Like,
that's funny.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's a great movie, man. Everything Spike Lee got.
Dope film. Man, this was fun, bro.
This is great. I'm like, we can do 6 more movies the way we talk about it. Like,
the way we talk about it, bro. Like I said,
I learned it's crazy.
You here for a little bit, so you might have to come and guest host a couple.
Hey, I got a white shirt on. We can do 6 of these, boy. Let me just tuck my legs behind this table. Nobody gonna know what I got on.
You know what I'm saying? This was fun, bro. But I'm gonna go ahead and single you out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna single you out right here, bro. Let everybody know, what you got going on.
I got nothing going on, but something gonna be coming soon. Yeah. So you can follow me on social media at As a Writer, AZAWRITAH. That's a little play. Shout out to Tupac on that. So my ambitions as a writer, Tupac ambitions as a writer. If you got to explain it, it's probably not that funny. So
or just went over their head.
Oh yeah, I ain't had to explain. I just decided.
They're a little short out
here. So you can see me on Instagram and I post stuff. But working on a movie right now, working on a TV show. So hopefully that comes out very soon. So.
Hey man, we appreciate you for coming through, my brother. I know the audience definitely was like, this is a cool individual. And like I said, bro, this is not just like a guy that I like ran across at like a mixer or something.
Or a Safeway.
He said, I'm willing to come and do this. Yeah. Like I've been knowing my man for, this is probably over 10 years plus, 10 plus years 20, now.
Damn, when the school was 07?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've been around a minute.
06,
my man.
I guess.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not good with numbers.
So, man, this was dope, bro. Appreciate you for coming through.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
We're going to do another one. Watch out.
Y'all might see him some more, bro. Y'all might see him some more.
10 more of these joints. No question.
All right, man. So, of course, y'all already know what it is. We'll be right back with our last segment for the... Matter of fact, we're going to be on here for the culture, too. We're going to be here for the culture. So, like I said, bro, this is a black situation. We
Yeah.
do what we want. The Griotsphere does what they want to do.
It's the remix.
You know what I'm saying? So, bro, our last segment of our cinema, we call it For the Culture.
Okay.
For the culture, baby. Because it's for the culture. We doing this show, for those of y'all who missed the intro where I explain it every time, it's all about bringing together the generations through our art, our culture. You know what I'm saying? And movies has been a strong depiction of black life and black culture for the entire world. I feel like hip-hop gained its prominence when hip-hop movies were starting to come out and, you know, putting hip-hop music underneath as soundtracks for stuff. Like, all of these things. Movies are a big thing. They play a big part of our culture. However, some movies have a little bit more or a little bit less impact on the culture than others. So, we rate the movie on a scale of 1 to 100 and then explain why it got that. So, of course, 100 means, and I'm not saying how good the movie is.
Yeah.
This is not about how good the movie is. How impactful it was and how much of a positive impact it was on the community. So, since you're the guest, I'm gonna let you go first. For Don't Be a Menace in South Central while you drink your juice in the hood, what do you rate it on the For the Culture meter?
I'm gonna give that joint a 100.
Facts.
Because it's a great movie. I think also, like we saying, because it talks about other black movies, so they're giving a nod to that, to those filmmakers and stuff like that. A lot of people, it's just a great movie.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
We love it. We talk about it all the time. I don't know any time you talk to a black person, if you're talking about funniest movies, you're gonna say this, and you probably talk about this movie once a month, if not maybe once a quarter at the minimum, a year. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
See, I heard it here first, folks. He said that this movie got a whopping 100.
100.
That's the first time that a movie has rated 100.
Yeah.
I was a teacher though, so
Yeah.
I'm a little bit more strict
Yeah.
about how we rate this. So I'm going to say, I'm going to give this movie a 77.
A 77?
A 77.
What's missing? Where is this 23?
So I'm going to give it. So I do positive stuff. So the good things about this movie, I always shout out, you know, the fact that it's a predominantly black cast.
Right.
Even in the cultural diversity in that movie, because of course you had like the store people, the dude who shot Malik. You know what I'm saying? They even played high level stereotypes or tropes of reality. Yeah. So I think I say any movie that puts black people in so many diverse roles that they're allowed to be characters and not just the black person, right, is always a plus. B-side, it's definitely was like an after school special type of deal. But it was like,
I mean, it's for older people though. Yeah, but it's for older people. It's not for
But I'm saying after school special in the sense that it was a spoof of, like, for example, not Menace to Society, but
Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood. There you go. Even Boys in the Hood, how they were depicting it, it was like showing you seriously what the different sides of living in the hood was. Like Trey was a cool, like, but how they spoofed that in that movie.
Yeah, because they still got the same point across in the spoof.
But also pointed fun at like the idea, because nobody really be wanting to learn like why they watching something for fun. Like, but they managed to, as they say, give you the pill with the applesauce. So I agree. I agree with that. That sense. Third thing that I'm going to positive attribute, we talked about it before. You know, it was a Wayans family production. You know what I'm saying? So you've seen all of them in there. At least one point in time, everybody got a role. They also brought in some other, like Alex Thomas. What is his name? Alex Thomas. I think that's his name was. I think he just passed that time. You know, prominent.
He was
comedian.
in the jumping scene with the jump rope.
Yeah. So like, you know, it was a lot of dope people, but it was a family production, so that's always great. So the downside that I'm going to bring to this, the things that I slightly took away, is if you were not of a certain level of thinking, what you call it, highbrow coonery, highbrow coonery. I think that was a very, very concise word to depict that. You know what I'm saying? What that was about, because it was a lot of things that for the average person that might not have caught that, it might have looked you know,
Like, it was
a
being
different,
serious.
yeah,
Yeah.
because in a lot of ways, you know, especially in America, that caricature of black life is what they really think.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why we.
But then that makes you a goofy person if you watching a parody and you think that these characters they are depicting are how real people, which there are some real people, but this movie is making fun of.
Right.
But
what if you was a
different
person that never saw any of these, like the Boys in the Hoods, none of that, so you wouldn't automatically recognize, oh, that's a play on, you know, so, and of course, knowing the Wayans family and knowing how they create anyway, it's always some undertones and like things that are like not as they appear. Right. So like, I get it, but I'm saying in terms of like public cultural impact, had you been a person, because I'm sure, you know, we was young at the time. Oh yeah. I'm sure that movie got some level of backlash just from. Oh yeah. You know, just. From
they had people having sex at a party. I'm sure people was pissed off. Like, why do y'all got these two freaks like, getting busy on the dance floor? Like literally doing that. That joint is funny.
Mind you, this movie came out in '96. I think I got this movie on DVD probably 2001. This is probably the time where it was in the big, you know, the Walmart box or whatever. So I couldn't have been no more than like 10, 11. I was watching that joint on the PlayStation 2. Like,
yeah, that's funny.
You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot for a young kid. Yeah. But you know, made me aware for sure. Yeah. So like I said, that's probably the biggest thing that I would take away is, you know, it played to the tropes, which is it was necessary for the movie.
Yeah,
it made it very entertaining. But in terms of cultural impact. Also, I feel like this was in a time where Marlon was winning, like, cause I mean, we got like not High Learning, Sixth Sense came out around that time. I mean, Senseless came out around that time. They had the 6 Man that came out, you know, in that general vicinity of time frames. So it's like, you know, watching the him not getting taken serious from this role because of other roles that he did. You know, I feel like, once again, not my personal opinion, but from public perception, that's the character that you got. So that's what he ended up playing on the Wayans brothers. Right. When we see, currently he has a very large range in terms of what he can do, but because of that goofy caricature that he was playing, you know, in this movie, and this is probably one of the more prominent movies that the Wayans family has put out. So
I think that's probably him as a person. He was probably a super silly, you know what I'm saying? Because you watched, like watching the Wayans from the beginning. Yeah, exactly. He a real, you know, that's what he do, like a physical actor. So he doing all this silly stuff, falling out, you know, wild and doing flips and, you know, dancing and all that stuff. Yeah. And then like now, of course, he older. He an older dude. He's not gonna be jumping over couches and wilding, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it is funny because me and Jasmine, we went to see him when he came. He was doing his first tour. He was at MGM, and we went to go see him, and it was like, okay. It's like, okay, because, and like I said, because for that stage, and that's when he was shooting the Netflix special too. He shot the Netflix special at MGM, so it's like, for that stage of what you are putting out, I guess because you've been such a prominence in other areas. It's kind of like T.I. going to comedy. It's like, we have such high expectations for you because you are kind of skipping the beginning. Right. And I mean, he was pretty honest.
Well, not for T.I. because he's been wild. It's him and his wife have been wild, so I expect nothing.
Yeah, I'm saying. But it's like you skipped over like a lot of, like, you skipped over the open mic era of comedy. And so when you get on this big stage, we expected you to bring it, and it was brought, but not in full.
And it's also just not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to do stand up. Like, stand up is fun, but it's a whole different beast. Like, I mean, you still writing, but it's like performing. You got an audience. You got a delivery. Like, it's a lot of practice that goes into like becoming those great people. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you're not in the lab, like it's like anything, you're not gonna get better. You know? So
yeah, man. So that was dope. He said 100%, y'all. 100%. And because he the guest, we're going to stick by that. I'm a good.
I mean, we can give it the average. It can be like 85. Yeah, that's not bad.
B+, you know what I'm saying? It's still passing. Because like I said, it was a great movie, man. You can't deny the greatness that was that was "Don't Be a Menace to Society."
Don't be a menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. Yeah, put your favorite scene in the comments.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Put your favorite character in the comments. I think a lot of people probably gonna say that dude who was fake woke, and then he got the
I was gonna ask a question about him too.
Yeah.
I was like, he's like, how you talk all about white men and then go date white women, fool?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm doing the same thing that they been doing us to 100 years.
He was like, excuse me, Nubian queen, can you point to that white woman behind you? But it blew me.
And she was like,
and she was beat. See, but I'm saying that was even part of the parody too, like how these dudes be choosing these white women that don't even
super average.
It'd be like
super average or less.
It's like my milk of magnesia. Said when the white devil made you, he broke the mold. Like that joint is just so funny, bro.
Hey man.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's get up out of here. We can do this all day, bro.
Really.
Until next time. Till we back next week with another dope movie. Might even have my man back here with us. We'll see how that go.
We're gonna see if I can find a different pair of shorts.
Different pair of shorts, bro.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So blessings and favor, man.
Peace.
You ain't seen this. It's for the culture, baby.